As a Navy helicopter pilot, you'll be given a shipboard assignment. Demonstrate the procedures to be followed in helicopter landings and takeoffs during shipboard operations. Before landing, check wind direction. When the ship is underway, all wind over the deck is relative, determined by the true wind and the ship's course. Watch for turbulence. If the intended landing area is abeam the superstructure, avoid winds from broad on the starboard beam. This area can be extremely turbulent under high relative wind conditions. The carrier. This will establish relative motion. When the ship clears you to come aboard, the signalman will give the clear to land signal with a green flag and direct your landing. Check and recheck your landing area, making certain that the area indicated by the landing is clear of all obstructions. Avoid, if possible, landing to the outboard side of the flight deck. Rotors extended over the side of the flight deck lend themselves to possible coning and high wind velocities due to the upward funneling and venturi effects of the wind. Land with your parking brakes on and the tail wheel locked. As soon as you have landed, hold the collective pitch in the down position. Personnel can't be too careful around a helicopter. Turning rotors are dangerous weapons. The green flag is displayed until after the first tie-down. The helicopter's high center of gravity and flexible rotors has made this tie-down procedure imperative. The change to the red flag signal to lock the collective pitch in the down position. Remember, this is a must. The signalman also gives the sign to cut rotors. For safety's sake, the maximum wind speed for cutting rotors is 30 knots. Due precaution must be taken against blade coning and the possibility of the blades striking each other or the fuselage of the helicopter. However, the ship may direct you to cut rotors in more than the 30-knot wind. Avoid, if possible, the use of the friction clutch above 50 RPMs in stopping the rotors. Don't leave the pilot's seat until the rotors have stopped turning. As soon as the rotors stop, the crew puts the boots on the blades and secures them to the helicopter. This will protect the blades from possible wind damage. Check your position on the deck, the tie-downs, and blade boots before securing. Although the areas are smaller, the landing procedures are virtually the same when coming aboard a battleship or cruiser as when operating on a carrier. Aboard a cruiser, the deck space between the number 3 turret and the hangar deck is the landing area. Your approach is determined by the true wind and the ship's course or relative wind. The signalman's flag should be held so that they will also be an indication of relative wind. Permission to land is received directly from the ship and confirmed by the signalman's green flag. Watch closely for turbulence. The heat from the stacks, superstructure wash, and the wind that boils up and over the deck from the side can give you trouble if you're not careful. Remember, the red flag means danger here too. You can't attempt to take off or land whenever it is displayed. In all landings at sea, determine wind direction and relative wind first. Establish your relative motion alongside, then watch for turbulence as you approach the landing area. The standard landing precautions apply regardless of the ship. Don't leave the pilot seat until the rotors have stopped turning. And don't leave the landing area until you have checked the tie-downs and position on the deck. Before every takeoff, make sure that your helicopter is properly spotted, clear of any obstructions. The blades must not extend over the edge of the deck. Forward of the island, Relative winds from abroad on the starboard beam to dead astern should be avoided if possible. The word to start engine comes from the bridge over the bullhorn.
Start the helicopter.
You should not consider engaging your rotors in winds over 30 knots, even less if gustiness or the roll of the ship or your location create some special hazard. When the bridge gives the order to engage rotors, indicate your readiness to the signalman, who in turn will make a final check, giving you the clear to engage signal. When you're all set to go, let the signalman know. Tie-downs are removed and the deck cleared of gear and personnel. Take off as soon as possible after you get the green flag. Obey all signals and your takeoffs at sea will be easy and safe.